everybody, and welcome to a nuclear podcast. It's me again, Triple C, Colton, whatever you want to call me. And I have my buddy, my co-host, my partner in crime, the man with the devil horns, Joseph Robinson. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not a whole hell of a lot. Taking a look around at the wrestling world and wondering what the fuck is going on.
Well, where do you even want to begin? Let's start with FMW. Start with FMW. Why not, right?
Go ahead, lead the way.
All right, well, Fat Money Wrestling is at a hell of a week, I would say so anyway. Uh Yesterday, this coming out Monday, right? Yesterday, Rise of a King happened and some shit went down. It was a great pay-per-view from front to back. But we have a new king in FMW. Some people would say maybe he don't deserve the crown, but here we are.
He's just $1 million man with a hat. That's all he is. I mean, look, fact of the matter is, Stephen Murphy got robbed.
Poor Murphy, who got taken out due to injury. He says he's cleared and ready to go now, but I believe he spent all night in the hospital.
All night and most of the morning was spent in Cedar Sinai. He was discharged about 11 a.m., I'm told, and then immediately caught a flight back home.
We wish all the best to Steve Murphy and a quick recovery. But then on a real note, we're happy for the victor and all that. Great pay-per-view. Everyone works so hard in FMW, and we just try to do our best. But anyway, back to what we were saying. Joseph, the first match on the bracket. Oh, God damn it. I don't want to be wrong.
That would have been Braxton versus Rich.
Steve Murphy versus Chris Michaels, right?
That was the second match on. Braxton versus Rich opened up the evening last night.
Okay, so Braxton versus Rich, first match of the night. It was a great match. I mean, both superstars tried their best, but in the end of the day, only one man can advance. Christopher Rich went on. And then second match was Murphy versus Michaels.
Indeed it was.
And that's where Murphy, we think, sustained the injury, or at least it got created.
Earlier on in the match, it seemed Michaels caught Murphy a little bit stiffer than usual, and it was almost like you could hear it crack if you were in the crowd, but it didn't get picked up by any of the boom mics for the television audience.
It was definitely an intense match, but only one man could walk away victorious, and that man, Steve Murphy, pulled out the victory with a blackout. Moving on, the next match of the night would have been, was it Kyle Cook versus the Mystery Superstar?
No, that was the third match on. Trying to remember who Cameron faced.
Cameron versus Crunkman.
Yes, Cameron, Crunkman, and then Sander versus Cook.
Yes, so we had Cameron, Logan Linehunter took on Crunkman. Only one man could advance, and that man ended up being
Cameron Logan Linehunter.
Amazing job by both competitors, but congratulations to Cameron to going that far. Kyle Cook versus Sander Cool, who ended up being the Mystery Superstar mystery debut during a Rise of a King tournament. Incredible debut for Sander, who defeated Kyle Cook and advanced in that tournament. Anything you want to say, Joseph, or can I continue?
I think Cook just got caught off guard. When you don't get the chance to watch the damn tapes and pay attention to what the guy's done, you don't know who's coming. You don't know who to prepare for.
Very true. Very true. Next match, or the semifinals. My notes have been wrong so far, but the first match was Murphy versus Cool. Or was that the second one?
That would have been the second one.
All right, so then instead it's Rich versus Cameron. Incredible.
Rich versus Cameron, indeed.
Go ahead.
I really feel like Cameron had everything going for him up until that match.
It was an incredible fight, though, put on by both competitors, Joseph. I remember calling this match with you, and I mean, I didn't know who was going to walk away the winner, and Rich just so happened to pull out that $1 million driver. I mean, what was it? 4 cutters?
3 cutters. He went for the punt kick, and for the first time, he missed that kick.
It was absolutely nuts is what it was. And then we got the match that everybody is talking about, and that is Murphy versus Sander Cool.
Reason being, Murphy won the match, but he was not the man to advance. It was after that match and after the repeated attempts to further injure Murphy that Sander was able to advance.
It was definitely.
So the match was over. You're looking over at Murphy and you're wondering, is he going to be able to make it to the next match? You're hoping he does because, man, he went through a hell of a fight to get here. He's earned the right. Let him go. Let him compete.
It was definitely one of the moments in wrestling where you just got to kind of sit there and go, does this man really deserve to advance?
By the people's admission, by the way they sounded last night, they wanted him to go all the way. But if the doctors do not clear you, you cannot compete.
And that is very true, and that's why Sander Cool had to take his place. And Sander Cool going on, being in the final match of the night, Christopher Rich taking on Sander Cool, and what a brawl this was. I mean, they tore the house down for the final match. That's for sure, Joseph.
It's your last stand. You're giving it literally everything that you've got left. You can at least rest assured that you don't have to compete after this. Hell. But that being said, we have a king until the next Rise of the King tournament.
Yes, yes, yes. King Rich. Not everybody's happy about this.
No, not in the least. I got screwed.
Somehow during this pay-per-view, also, if you missed it, I know some of you fans love him, Mr. Porkers made an appearance. You love Mr. Porkers. Mr. Porkers made an appearance. He somehow got a ticket to the event. And when Jeff Beck, a man that's been kind of Triple C's right hand, would you say?
Ever since July.
Triple C's right hand, Jeff Beck, tried to get to Mr. Porkers before, well, he escaped. Unknown the whereabouts of Mr. Porkers at this time.
But if he's seen again, he will die.
But that was a hell of a pay-per-view. Congratulations, or tournament pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. Congratulations to King Rich. And then we have to talk about, before we can get on to other things, there is the draft. So Evolve had to come to an end because of USA things. I'll let Joseph get into that in a second. But so we had to split the brands into between two other brands, one in Japan and our other one that is still in the UK, FMW Underground, and then the new one, FMW Purgatory. Purgatory is on Wednesday nights. And I'll get into who's on what show and what in a minute, but I'll let Joseph explain the situation first. Joseph?
I'm here.
Did you hear me?
All right.
Okay.
So, so basically, what happened with the U.S. is one Kyle Cook brought a goat into the Extreme Arena, and one Christopher Rich then led said goat into Hollywood Watkins' locker room, trashed the entire locker room, cost us $85,000, pissed off Hollywood Watkins, and caused Mediacom, the owner of the Extreme Arena, to rescind their contract with us. And immediately informed just about every other venue owner in North America very quickly about what happened. So nobody in America wants to work with us. Nobody wants to have us have events at their venues. So we had to get creative, and Jeff decided to try to look in Japan. That deal wound up going through, and here we are. Thank you, Rich.
Oh, and Kyle Cook.
Yeah, really, thanks, Kyle Cook, you too.
Well, that's basically all about that. I'll get into the brand split. Gotta find it. I have a messy desk. Okay, there it is. FMW Purgatory will have the tag team Ultimatum, Tyler Torres, Grim Holland. Next is Nick Nemeth. Third is the faction of the Empire of Pain, Joseph Robinson, Chris Michaels, and Triple C. Next up is Malenko. Then Leroy Diamond, Duke Dyer, Jay, Fatal, Vata, Kang Katsuri Yamashita. God, boy, I can't say that. Christopher Rich, the tag team of the Crows, Thomas Crow and his son, TJ Crow. The Bad Boys tag team of Jack and Mac Bad, their dad, Larry Bad, then Steve Murphy, Krukman, and Kyle Cook. Then you go to FMW Underground. You got Watkins, Chris Chaos, Murte, Hangman Johnny Gage, Rock Leone, tag team of the Radicals, JMR Christian Gunn, Butcher, the guy that just got released, Cam Carter, he's been released, Cameron Logan Lion Hunter, Alphas, Billy Ray Dog and Daniel Dino, Braxton, Adrian Steele, Red Mayhem, Tyler Ferguson, Johnny Sabin, Sander, Cool, and Gorilla Black. On FMW Underground, Then, Joseph, is the thing I know you've been waiting for. You're excited for. You have to be excited for it. It's the FW Underground Super Show.
Well, how can you not be excited about a super show?
It's a super show!
Hell, if WWE can do a super show, so can we.
That was my thoughts.
It
was kind of a shoot on WWE, but we'll get to that later.
Everybody shoots on WWE. Look at Matt Cardona's career. Every other word out of that guy's mouth is something anti-WWE. How can you be mad at a company that kept your ass hired for, what, over 10 years? Even though he hit his peak in, like, 2007 as a member of the Edgeheads? Because personally, I think that's the best thing he ever did, and that's about as close as he ever got to being relevant. He was a internet champion here or over in WWE, right? Impact Wrestling. Now he's the digital media champion. See, even Impact Wrestling knows that guy will not put asses in seats, no matter what his podcast draws in terms of listeners.
I'm actually a fan.
No, I don't hate him.
Of Impact.
I'm a fan of Impact. I'm just not really a fan of Matt Cardona.
I like what he's done.
WWE was my development.
I like what he's done outside of WWE. I truly believe that WWE was Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona's developmental. I think he's come a long way.
Maybe, but what's he doing in terms of drawing power? Is he drawing any more than he was in WWE?
Impact's ratings are going up, but I mean, do you want to relate that to him, or do you want to relate that to WWE, or before WWE? Do you want to relate it to AEW?
Well, I know before this whole Royal Rumble thing that their numbers were not looking all that good. They were reaching some of the lowest numbers that they've seen in years.
Even with the major podcast.
Yeah, even
major something. Their little podcast, even with their crowd, they weren't hitting good numbers.
No, and even with AEW,
but it was also
sending Christian over to go be the Impact champion. Having Kenny fucking Omega did not move the needle.
But they also mentioned a lot.
It's not because Kenny.
Sorry.
Not a draw. It's not because Kenny's not a draw. They just.
It's a different crowd, and the thing is about it too is Zach. Sorry, I keep calling him Zach. Matt Cardona's crowd has mentioned that they want to see him as a heel. He just turned heel, by the way, but they've been waiting. It's kind of like the Cody Rhodes thing. Everyone's been bitching that they want to see heel Cody Rhodes, but he just won't turn heel. Well, Zach was heel everywhere else. You'd see him in GCW heel. You'd see him doing these things in where'd he go else? God damn it, my brain's not working. NWA, he showed up heel, but in Impact he was still being face, and like it was weird, dude. But they finally turned him heel, where he hit Jordan Grace with that chair. It's dope. But yeah, man. Impact has a lot of growing to do, though. Like they do. The segment with Morrisley wasn't really all that. He chased Brian Myers, Zicky Dice, and some other dude I don't know down a hallway, and then knocked Zicky. Poor Zicky, man. I love Zicky Dice. Humanize the man, dude. Hit poor Zicky into the doors, and then he turns and he runs up to Brian, and then he gets cockblocked by who's the guy running the show right now at Impact? Little short guy.
Scott.
Yeah. So he comes out and with a bunch of
D'Amore?
security. Yeah, that guy, Scott D'Amore. Yeah.
Uh, oh Lord, I feel bad for Impact, but on the same note, they've been around 20 fucking years now. Maybe not exactly 20 years. You know, you got to move on. We got to move to like the summer, I think, before that really becomes all official. Like, but 2002 to 2022, what a hell of a ride! Look at how many careers they've helped catapult. I mean, would AJ Styles be AJ Styles without TNA? Sure, he had the talent, but they kept showcasing him day in, day out from day one.
Well, there's a lot of talents that came from TNA too, like Mickey James. She came from TNA.
That's a hell of a consideration to make there too. And now she's back and making appearances as the Impact. Uh, is it the Impact Women's Champion, Knockouts Champion? I don't. I
I
don't honestly watch.
I think it's still knockouts. Actually, that's the part I don't know. I guess I think they called it knockouts. I think it's still knockouts. No, because he was up on the Royal Rumble. They called it the Impact Women's Championship. I think.
Well, it's
Right?
because they can't use Impact Wrestling IP.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Um, but Impact's doing pretty well. I haven't watched any NWA. I wish I could. I just don't get the channel. And then I wish they'd start putting stuff back on YouTube.
They said they were going to. I'm not sure if they have. I haven't paid attention. If I'm on YouTube, dude, I'm like watching. I'll catch like Eric Bischoff or Jeff Jarrett's podcast, Bruce Pritchard's, JR's.
Cornette.
Maybe I might be convinced to watch some AEW Dark.
I don't really watch the Darks or the Elevation. Probably should.
Dark and Elevation aren't that bad.
I probably should. There's probably a lot of info on there because they said that they were gonna make them good, but I don't know. I just don't watch them.
I mean, there are storylines that are followed. They further things along. They move it at a brisk pace, and they don't try to. They do well to make it an enjoyable watch.
Oh, before we get into the next topic that you got written down, the FMW Super Show, Underground Super Show, is gonna have a bunch of stuff on it. I hope you guys will tune in this Friday. The world and global titles are on the line. The winner is going to be the FMW World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, and the global title will be not retired, but put on hold temporarily. And then there will just be an FMW World Champion going forward, along with a bunch of other matches on the card. Extreme title being defended by Chris Michaels. Pro Fighting title being defended by Murte. Black Dahlia is going to call out this man that's been sending him cryptic videos. Hollywood Watkins and Cameron Logan Lighthunter are going to go one-on-one again. And then we got a fatal four-way of guys who just joined FMW. I hope you guys will check it out. FMW Underground Super Show this Friday. And before FMW Underground Super Show, FMW Purgatory Wednesday. Make sure you check it out. It's already on YouTube, set to premiere. So all you got to do is go to the Gaming Alternative Media Entertainment YouTube and check out that video. And make sure you hit the button that'll give you a reminder when it goes live. And watch it all the way through. Start to finish. All the way.
We see your watch time.
Watch it. I know you're listening.
Watch it or make some
it.
porkers.
Fucking
Gonna get
watch
it.
it. All right. What's next, Justin?
Can we
What's
get to
next?
the steam pile? Well, hell, I mean, we could get to WWE, but that's going to be a huge chunk. So, how about we just go with this ROH invasion of Impact?
Okay. All right.
I haven't watched, but I have been paying attention.
It's decent. I like what they're doing so far. It's not horrible. Chris
It
Sabin's
needs a little
involved.
bit more time as well. I fucking love Chris Sabin. Goddamn national fucking treasure.
The dude that wears the wrestling headgear is involved in the mouthpiece.
Josh Alexander.
Yeah. You know who I haven't seen? Sammy Callahan.
He needs a little bit of time every now and again. He's one of those works his complete ass off and works that hardcore style, so he'll tend to accumulate a number of injuries, and at some point you got to take a little bit of time off.
Hmm. But yeah, no, I'm excited for what Impact's gonna do, and I'm excited. I'm excited for wrestling in general. There's some shit that sucks though. There's some shit that sucks. We'll probably get to it at some point, but Shane McMahon being
How
released.
about the, is
Oh,
that confirmed at this point, or is it
yeah,
still rumor?
I think it's confirmed.
Well, I know there's a lot of heat on him because of the Rumble. Apparently, he was the one that agented the Royal Rumble match, and it was well, let's be honest, it was bland. It was boring. There wasn't Kofi missed his spot. There was a lot that just didn't didn't work, and you can't quite put it all on Shane. You, when you're out there, you're live, pal. You want to make a moment? Go ahead, make your fucking moment. Sure, you might get bitched out when you get backstage, but if it's good fucking shit, can't tell you not to do it. All they can do is bitch you out. A lot of guys don't try to just go for it. If you know you can make it work, go for it. If you can't, come up with a better idea. Be upset about a better idea. Don't be upset because some garbage ass idea that you had, wouldn't work and didn't get approved.
There's a lot of things, man. A
These
lot of
guys blame
things.
creative when they're leaving. A lot of those guys that are leaving are going to blame creative. Sure, a lot of times creative, tells them, we got nothing for you. But at the same time, you can pitch shit. You can't complain if they didn't have anything for you, but you didn't come up with anything either. Ask Stone Cold about that. He'll tell you. Fuck. Bullet Club is now in Impact Wrestling. They're really, really trying hard to do everything they possibly can, and I think it's awesome that I know this is a bit late to mention, but I think it's awesome that NJPW and Impact are working together again after you know what Impact did to Okada 10 years ago. they really shit the bed with that one. You ever seen what they did to him?
Okada?
Yeah, Kazuchika Okada, current IWGP Heavyweight Champion. They turned him into Kato from the Green Hornet, complete with a costume.
Huh.
Okada's going to go down as possibly one of the greatest to ever do it. And his career is not even close to over yet. Dude's in his mid-30s, maybe? Still has years left to go. But if he were to have the same accolades in WWE, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. They turned him into Kato. And New Japan immediately was like, yeah, no, we're not going to work with you guys again. Now for a while, you fucked up. And this is in the main event Mafia era. The man who's going to be one of New Japan's biggest stars. And they turned him into Kato. Absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, now they get Bullet Club. Somebody had to have talked to them real fucking carefully for a really long time before they got that one. But on from steaming piles of dumpster fire trash to another steaming pile of dumpster fire trash.
Yeah, exactly.
The WWE Royal Rumble.
Woo!
Where do we start?
Oh boy, how about you just go from the start? Just start at the beginning. Let's go through it.
Well, in the beginning, Matt Riddle was the one that was slated to win.
Oh, you want to start the men's rumble?
We're going to start right at the beginning.
Well, the men's rumble happened
the way I see it.
But
I know. But they made this change before that event even took place.
True. Or sometime, dude. I don't know. But what I do know is that was the men's. If we're gonna start with the men's rumble sucked. The women's rumble compared to the men's rumble, fucking amazing. This whole rumble compared to any rumble ever, garbage. Fucking, I don't know how. They literally fired one of the only people that made me pop at the men's rumble. What the fuck?
You talking about Shane?
Yeah! I was happy to see Shane. I was like, oh shit, Shane McMahon. And then they're like, fired Shane over being in the Rumble. I'm like, really? You fired one of the only legends that you had in the whole Rumble you fired?
Let's be easy about that whole legend talk.
Well, hey, come on now. Fucking Shane McMahon's as much a legend as Summer Rae.
Okay, but you're using a terrible comparison and you fucking know it.
Hey, they called her a legend, okay? I'm just gonna say that Shane McMahon, Kurt Angle's match alone got respect from me, okay? One spot in the Kurt Angle match alone got respect from me.
This is also the same company that has put William Shatner in the Hall of Fame.
You want to talk about celebrities? I mean, the second greatest part of the Rumble. It might even arguably be the greatest moment in the Royal Rumble. Was the guy from Jackass. What the
That was your favorite part? Dude, Bad Bunny was mine.
Bad
That
Bunny,
motherfucker can go.
Bad Bunny was dope. Bad Bunny coming out. See, literally, bro, there was 3 moments made me pop, and these are the only 3. Or no, 4. 4. There's 4. So Drew McIntyre being the lowest of the pops. Oh, Drew McIntyre's back, yay! And then Shane McMahon coming out. Woo, Shane McMahon, yeah! And then the dude from Jackass coming out. Woo, I lit up, boy. And then Bad Bunny coming out was sick. And that's literally the highlights of the Rumble.
Okay, so I don't think that I've exactly told you how my Rumble night went, but it went a little bit like this. I got back from helping a buddy move. I was tired as hell. So I fired up the Peacock, pulled the cock out, and I started cooking ramen. Had the ramen, I'm watching the Rumble. I think I started like towards the end. Ronda Rousey had just made her way out. And I watched the end of the Women's Rumble as I'm eating the ramen. And then I fall asleep, and I wake up at some point, a little while later, and Brock Lesnar and Bobby are having their match, and Brock just lost. So that made me upset. I'm like, fuck this. I don't even want to pay attention now. I'll just go to sleep, right? Wake up a little bit later. Brock Lesnar's winning the Royal Rumble. Beautiful. Awesome. I already knew that Matt was supposed to win. So hearing Brock's music was like, oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? Sure as shit. And it's all because of, I know it's fucking storyline, but you're really going to say a guy has COVID and then like 4 days later, nope, COVID free. In the middle of a fucking pandemic. I just don't see the point in adding the WWE title. So why Brock even needed it? Why Big E had to lose it in the process? Why Big E got traded to SmackDown immediately after losing it? Like he doesn't even matter. That whole situation, what the fuck? And I know it's Vince at the end of the day, but come on, somebody's got to fucking tell this guy that these ideas are garbage.
They are, though.
Because if it wasn't for Peacock, fucking Bruce Pritchard would be having a fucking heart attack if they didn't have Peacock. Because then Dave Meltzer would have free reign to talk just as much as he wants about how low the goddamn buy rate for the pay-per-view was. And you know he would. It's insane.
It's bad. Like, wrestling is starting to improve. I'm just hoping that maybe WWE will catch the wind and also turn the tide.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up, Jack.
Bro, and then bringing Brock back, and then this thing with Goldberg again, and Brock's good. I like Brock. Like I enjoy Brock being a part, especially when he's there weekly, like he has been. Brock can continue if he wants to actually be involved. Be involved. It's awesome.
Babyface Brock. Fuck yeah. Heel Brock, the Brock that we got for like 8 years straight? No.
No, and this he's not really a heel, he's not really, he's like a tweener. And And I'm okay with it. But the thing that drives me nuts is like he didn't need to be in the Rumble. Brock could show up Monday, not have won that Rumble, still made it in that match because he's fucking Brock Lesnar, and who's gonna fucking tell him no? You didn't need him to get in the Rumble, win the Rumble. You didn't need that.
No, but Matt Riddle sure as hell did.
Yeah, he did. He could have used that. Anyone else could have used that. Shelton, fucking anyone. Drew.
Matt Riddle has been getting primed this entire run that he's had with Orton. He's improved so much with Orton. And you're telling me they're gonna go with Brock fucking Lesnar because Brock fucking Lesnar? Why? What does he need the Royal Rumble win for? That's saved for a guy that needs it. Brock can just walk into the match. Nobody's gonna be mad. He's at that level. He's been at that level for 20 fucking years now. What the fuck? Half the time, Vince tries to over-justify his booking to us through the booking of matches and shit, and the segments, when he doesn't need to. You don't need to tell us why this happened. I don't need Brock to win the Rumble to be the reason why he gets another championship opportunity. He just gets it.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Brock, I mean, literally, Brock could have showed up Monday night, declared anything he wanted, and got an opportunity. Brock could have ran through the locker room until someone gave him an opportunity. Brock could have went down the ring and said, I'm not leaving the ring until you give me an opportunity. And they sent guys down there and they got their ass whooped. We could have done anything. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ronda Rousey too.
Ronda, yeah, that would have been dope for Ronda. But I kind of liked Ronda winning the Rumble, sort of. Like, yeah, someone else could have used it. That Ronda maybe could have also got her way through a different means. But at the same time, you come back from having a baby and, like, hopefully, you know, she's not going to... I'm hoping they don't Brock her. You know what I'm saying? Like what they've done with Brock for the last years where she's just going to be there like... I want to see her weekly. I want to see her put in the work like Brock's been doing. Now.
That's not the contract she signed, man.
Yeah, no, it ain't. I'm dreaming. But let a brother dream.
Dream on. Good Lord will take you away.
Hope it does.
My thing about Ronda is it's not the fact that she won. Why didn't we get it advertised that she was showing up? And I know Bruce Pritchard's going to probably listen to this and say, to give it added value. But you're not. You're screwing your own bottom dollar by not advertising. Because even, sure, maybe you're not going to attract any more WWE fans saying that Ronda Rousey's going to be in the Rumble. Or at the Rumble. Don't even have to say she's going to be in the Rumble. But there's MMA fans that love Ronda Rousey to death that will watch just to see what they do with her.
Yep.
That will buy a subscription to WWE through Peacock if they're in the US, or buy a WWE Network subscription if they're outside of the US, because that's how it works now. Just to see Ronda.
It's ridiculous.
Instead, no. We're gonna keep it a secret, like we did with Becky, like we did when we had Roman come back. We fucking advertised Johnny Knoxville. Hey, this guy just got brain damage doing stunts for his movie, so we're gonna stick him in the Rumble. Brilliant, brilliant. This is the genius Vince that everyone applauded 20 years ago.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not. It's not going well.
Oh, it's fucking not.
What's else on your list? What's else on your list? What else? What else do we need to bullshit about?
Well, let's just, oh, the fucking Bad Bunny, dude.
Bad
I know
Bunny.
we talked a little bit about it, but that dude can work his fucking ass off.
He is good.
He looks better than. Was Bobby Roode in it? Because I guarantee he looked better than Bobby Roode.
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah,
I'll agree.
yeah. See, he was better than Bobby Roode.
I'll agree.
Definitely looked better than Johnny Knoxville's 60 fucking seconds did.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa! Don't you hit on my boy Johnny, man. Johnny came in, he took some shit, and he got out. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was about as good as Drew Carey in the Royal Rumble.
I've seen guys not sell shit worse than Johnny Knoxville did. Okay?
Yeah, you just gotta go look at the independent wrestling scene. None of them know what a fucking selling.
Ryback.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Ryback. Ryback.
Anybody okay? I think the last time he asked if he should return, they said no, retire. Repeatedly.
Yeah.
He tried it repeatedly because he thought it was just trolls, and no, people really don't want him back.
We're Detroit. Now it's a joke to him. He brings it up all the time. Should I return? I might be making a return. Ooh, I'm gonna return. Bro, you return, no one's popping. I want you. There isn't a single person on this planet that just dropped their drink, jumped out of their chair, screaming and yelling, ruined their ottoman over Ryback.
Dude, you know who I would rather see return to the ring today
Who?
than Ryback?
Who?
Gene Snitsky.
Snitsky. Oh my god, he's a monster now. Have you seen him?
It wasn't my fault.
Something about his baby.
Is because he killed Kane's baby.
Yeah. Something about the baby.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I'd rather see him. I mean, wholeheartedly, this isn't a knock. I would love to see fucking. I probably should just watch GCW now because I swear I saw him on GCW. But Hornswoggle. I'd love to catch me some fucking Swoggle, man. I like that guy. Dylan's a really good dude. And Hornswoggle's a great fucking attraction. But yeah, no, nobody wants to see Ryback come back. I'd rather Axel Cage return to FMW than Ryback return to wrestling. Did I just say the same thing twice? Because they're the same person. Yeah, I got it. GCW though, they've had a hell of a rise to the top of the independent scene in the last couple of years, though, haven't they?
Sorry, hang on, bro. I'm getting bugged again. My bad.
No worries, no worries. They really have, in my opinion, at least. They've gone from another one of them low level types like bar wrestling to they're having all kinds of legends here, all kinds of top guys. it's great to see that a company besides AEW is thriving like that. Because everybody's already going to want AEW to become something special, become something big.
I've been
But
enjoying AEW. AEW to me has been a breath of fresh air for a multitude of reasons. There's been some stuff, and there's still like I'm not gonna sit here and say that AEW don't have its faults. It does. How Tony reacted on Twitter like a big old fucking baby, that was shitty. But besides that, you know,
that was sad.
that was sad. And besides that, though, like I actually really appreciate AEW. Mimosa Mayhem, as much as I love Chris Jericho, that sucked. I did not like that. But all in all, AEW has been really good. This recent AEW has been some of the best wrestling that I've seen in a while. Moxley coming back. This thing with Moxley and Daniel Bryan could be really good. CM Punk seems to be getting. He's got a little bit of ring rust, but all in all, he's doing decent. That stuff with MJF was amazing, to say the least.
I haven't gotten to see the match.
Oh, it was phenomenal. And then, the stuff they're doing with Jungle Boy is pretty good. The Luchasaurus thing still kind of gets me, but I'm working with it. Santana and Ortiz Inner Circle and Jericho kind of got this little thing going on, and I kind of like it. There's a couple guys I don't like and a couple things I don't like, but the main event was for the FTW title of Rampage. It was Ricky Starks versus Jay Lethal, and that was pretty good.
But of course, Jay Lethal's not going to get the win because that FTW championship is not going to leave, Team Taz's hands. Nonetheless, great showing by Jay Lethal. Again, haven't seen the match, but I know Jay Lethal's work. Dude's not going to have a stinker. I mean, he even made that. He made the Macho Man shit work. He made the Ric Flair shit work. Incorporating their moves into his arsenal, still keeping the match entertaining, still telling the same psychological story. Dude's top notch. Every which way around. Maybe not in the personal life. I've heard a couple things, but nothing very substantial because he would not be in AEW if it was all that substantiated. They haven't picked up Velveteen. They haven't picked up any of those other guys. You saw what they did to Jimmy Havoc. If it was true, I'd like to think that AEW wouldn't have him employed. So, top-notch guy all around.
Yeah, I really like Darby. Big fan of Darby.
Yeah, Darby's been embroiled in some shit too. But again, it's questionable because he's heavily featured.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a point where he's just dropped off the radar of the company.
Yeah. Well, his injury, but they still kind of kept him on screen a little bit.
Yeah, they kept him relevant. Same way WWE did Randy, even when Randy was first beginning. Just got started, had that shoulder injury. Like every 2 weeks, you had a promo to wish Randy well.
So, we've touched on a lot. I think we've touched on most of the things we planned on touching on. What are we missing?
WWE 2K22.
Oh yeah. How about the
There's
fact?
a hell of a lot to be excited about.
Man, there's a hell of a lot of questions. A lot of people are questioning the fact if the cross plat goes all around or if it's just for community creations. Supposedly, it's just been mentioned for community creations, but I think if they did it for community creations, they obviously should have fucking did it. Excuse my language, sorry. For uh, lives and stuff. Like it should be for everything, right?
It only makes sense. I mean, if you can make it work in every sense on that, in the community creations, what's holding you back on the other end? And again, this is the company that waited to talk about bringing out Ronda fucking Rousey. It would not surprise me if they waited until launch to be like, oh, hey, yeah, it's cross platform gameplay too, but like,
Yeah, I don't see why if they worked on the other thing they didn't work on that. And and 2K has to know that that would improve other games if they did it. So I don't see why they wouldn't have.
it does a hell of a lot more than improve the games. It drives more people right to it.
Yeah. And the big thing, it looks from what they've showed us mostly looks phenomenal.
You're never going to get it perfect,
There's
but
some
they've got it as close to perfect as you can possibly get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some stuff that I'm a little worried about on the technical side. Like, they mentioned, reversals are different. Everything's supposed to be different now, and I'm not really a big fan of stuff changing, but we'll see. Because I'm just a man. I'm an old man at heart. I'm stuck in my ways, and if they change stuff too much, I don't know. It's gonna be a little upsetting.
Well, frankly, the movement, grapple, reversal, strike system has been outdated for a long time. They've made advancements, sure, but small advancements when they needed to make large ones do not make up for the fact that you needed to make large ones. Um, it's gonna, it might feel a little bit more like a fighting simulator game, but for those people that want to try to make that comparison, tell me, how does Mortal Kombat play out? You have to grab the guy and then choose a move after? No, you hit a button and it punches. So you can take that argument and shove it up your candy ass.
Definitely true. And um, I'm excited. It's been a while since we had a new wrestling game, but it's not the only wrestling game I'm excited for. I hope that we won't really talk about them until they actually get some stuff we can talk about. We can say we're excited about them. Uh, what's that one that me and you've been talking about a lot lately?
The Wrestling Code. That one has a hell of a lot of promise. Looks great. Looks like it's going to play great. And they have quite the roster to behold.
I'm extremely excited for that one, and AEW is supposed to be working on one and stuff. There's gonna be a lot of good things in the wrestling world to come, and uh, this podcast will keep coming out. So I hope you guys will also enjoy that. Joseph, what else do we got to talk about, or are we about done?
Well, hell, I shit on Matt Cardona. Talked about GCW. Oh, one last thing. That Jeff Hardy release shit. Drug tests come back. Hardy passes. They offered him a Hall of Fame nod and I don't know, something else, new contract or something, more exposure, whatever the hell. And he turned it down. You're more than likely going to be seeing Jeff hit AEW TV real soon. And that has me excited because we do get the final run of the Hardy Boys before it's too late. Matt has worked mostly like 6-man or tag matches to avoid too much wear and tear. So it'll be heartwarming at least to get to see that final run before one or both of them retires. Obviously before both, but one's going to do it, sooner than the other. They're not going to both go out at the same time. I've never seen a brother combination do that one before. But hell, that's all I got in my notes.
All right. Well, I think that really cuts it out for this episode. I'm sorry this one's been kind of all over the place. I'm dealing with a bunch of stuff, so I'm kind of just letting Joseph kind of run it while I sit here and chime in as I can. Next one will be a lot more focused, and I'll have notes a little bit better organized. I hope you guys enjoyed the Nuclear Podcast. Joseph Robinson, my co-host. I'm Triple C, and I think that's it. Right?
That's it.
All right. See you guys on the next one. Peace.